The Entrepreneurial Hour is a weekly radio talk show hosted by Stephanie Cates and Robert Gultz that includes local South Florida business owners, subject matter experts, and industry leaders that recognize the need to share their knowledge with other businesses to help them start and grow their business. Join us Tuesday mornings, 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, online at Radio Unilatina USA. Follow us on social media at #The Entrepreneurial Hour.
And we are back and running today. Thank you, everybody, for coming out and listening again to another episode of the Entrepreneur Hour. This is Robert Goltz, and I'm joined here with my co-host, Miss Stephanie Cates.
Good
morning. Looking all flowery today.
Yes. Fall, still fall, not quite Christmas yet, in my opinion.
Hey, I'm just happy we're past hurricane season.
You know, that's what everybody says. Although my roofer over here may not feel exactly that way.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Now, people just with regular roof problems can probably see you today now, or at least call you and get an answer. Well, that's great.
Hi, everybody.
I'll let you introduce our guest for today, Stephanie.
I have to my left, Karina Cristancho of, you are, why don't you say who you're with? Because you're with Circles Enterprises.
Yes.
However, you also represent another couple of companies.
Yes. So Chase Roofing and Contracting is one of the main customers and clients that we have that we just blow it out of the water and have lots of fun and make roofing pretty.
Very nice. And you're in our cohort here, Steve. Steve, would you introduce yourself and your companies?
Steven Stepniewski. I'm with Circles Enterprises. I also represent True Colors Contracting here, painting contractors and waterproofing specialists in South Florida.
People are saying, well, why? What makes these people so different? Well, first of all, this is our re-show.
That's right.
Unfortunately, we had a little audio snafu the first time they came on, and we didn't get quite a whole show. And this gentleman and this lady, and of course us, we really admire what you guys do because of the different slant you take on marketing and getting companies to look at nonprofits and partner. And, you know, it's something I had not done in my previous worlds at all.
Awesome. That's beautiful.
The corporation did United Way or had another big, and you would donate a portion of your salary over the year and it would just be given. But it's so much more impacting when a small business, a chamber, Robert, you guys do a lot with nonprofits. And when you're face to face with the actual people that it's going to, it's such a difference. And
this is a great topic. You know, when we're talking about marketing, this is a different type of marketing. And that's what we want to make sure that our listeners are understanding. Today, we're talking about marketing as a charitable cause and how to use marketing and how these two individuals who do such a great job at it look at their clients and not just do marketing the normal, hey, let's do an ad, let's throw up a banner, but how do they give back to their community to make a difference, not only for their community, but also for the businesses that they represent. And that's what we're looking at today in our conversation.
So let me ask you, we're going to go a little deviated from the last one because I had some questions that were lingered from the last conversation. One is, how did you get started in this?
How did I get started? Okay.
Yeah,
well, hi, everybody.
With the nonprofit, Karina, with that type of marketing idea.
It all plays hand in hand, and let her explain it. But it's cool. It's cool. It's a really cool concept.
So it really started in 2010, the Wine and Food Festival in the Westin Town Center that I still MC and host as well. It got rained out. and to make it up to all the vendors and the charities that I fought really hard for, which are local Broward County charities, not the big ones, the little ones. I made it up at my house in Weston Hills at that time. And everyone said, you should be doing this. And I said, well, it's a lot of work, but it was really, really rewarding. And I did go to like 3 blocks of neighbors to let them know there's going to be an abundance of people, but it's all for charity. So we had 5 different charities, again, local, and I had different vendor spots in my house, and it just kind of like blew out of the water, and it was the most amazing experience. And that's how Circles began.
Wow.
And then we started doing networking events with a twist, and every month, as we still do, we give back, but we always did an activity. So we made adults play for a few hours, making pizza, rolling sushi, dancing salsa, name it. We would do it, making drinks, cocktails, but all the money would go back to the charity.
And the key thing is finding the right charity that you can have a hands-on approach with. As you said earlier, the United Way is you basically give money through your payroll or through getting paid every week.
Right.
We believe in having a hands-on approach where we get the local community involved. It's almost as if you're taking and making it a grassroots approach. So we do an interactive networking lunch the first Friday of every month in the Weston area.
Which is this Friday.
Exactly, which is this Friday. And this month's charity is Flight. These are foster kids that are aging out of the foster care program and basically have nothing, and they're starting from scratch.
So just imagine an 18-year-old that here in the United States is legally an adult, but they're really not adults. They're not ready for the
they don't have the support system behind them that
they never had what we had.
Right.
So basically they're going into an environment where they're given an apartment and there's nothing there but a bed and a pillow.
From Handy.
What we do is we help furnish those apartments. And as opposed to giving money directly back to a program, we look at what they need and we feed it back to them. We give them what they need. Last month, Thanksgiving was one beautiful time for us because we were able to do our own type of harvest drive for a school in the Coral Springs area where we actually did 22 complete meals plus food for a week for 22 families that would have had nothing during that time.
So what we did was we handpicked, we had the teachers pick the children that are needed. And at 3:00, we went there with a group of chamber members from the Miramar and the Weston Chamber, went to the house and we got all the bags ready. And that included, the list, at least $200 worth of food for the week, plus all of the Thanksgiving, plus a turkey.
The house actually looked like a small pantry. And there was like a conveyor line with people in the house from the chamber that actually came out and did was an assembly line process until it was all done. And then it was picked up and delivered to the school.
And then from 3 to 6:30, the families came and they didn't no idea what they were arriving to. And a lot of them cried, obviously it turned into like a crying fest because I got all super emotional.
I'm sure you both did.
We took pictures with each family. And the schools never had that. So it was, my daughter goes there and it was just something to give back to the community. But what we like to do is we like to hand whatever we collect to the cause. And we know that whatever we collect, it's actually going to the cause, not to a bank account, and you don't know where it's going.
Ring. I'm with the Police Benevolent, and it's just a whole big organization.
So $20, and where's that $20 going?
Where did it go?
So
I heard that only 5 out of the 20 actually goes to the police and the widows and all that stuff.
So we like the hands-on approach, and it's not just us, but we get other people involved with us.
And then, that's the key thing. How do you do, not just the people, but the businesses? Now, this particular event with the turkeys, was that in conjunction with any of the businesses that you work with?
Michael Ross with Heartland was the main sponsor of the Power Lunch that we've been doing for 12 years in Weston. And he donated about $1,100. And so that was a good solid 6-7 families. It was a process to go shopping. So from the Monday,
Yeah.
Cheryl. Thank you, Cheryl. From Monday, we did couponing on till like Friday morning, like the last of everything. The turkeys.
Yeah, talk about the turkey experience.
We went to a gazillion Publixes because you're only limited to per person. So we literally went hopping around to make sure, because we wanted to make sure that all these families had a turkey, which they were completely like, wow. But that's just one of many. So like we do the Dolphin Cancer Challenge, which we're still signing up for teams, which you're going to be writing with your husband.
I am the children. Voices for Children.
Voices for Children is also our backpack drive, which is awesome. We did 150
and
backpacks.
that's usually due in August, right? Or September?
So I do from June to August.
The kids actually get their backpacks like the week before they start school. And it is so amazing to look at their faces when you start school on that first day and you have nothing. And in turn, we were able to create 150 completed backpacks
full of Flower Power Love.
Okay. And give it,
it's clear.
And give it to a child and just look at their face as their face smiles and beams because they've now can walk into school and feel normal like the rest of the kids.
Yeah.
So between all the companies that we combine, so Chase Roofing and True Colors and Contracting, they're the first to donate to all of our charities because they love what we do and they love how we combine all the businesses.
And that's how they've used you for their marketing purposes as well.
That's
correct?
all. Yeah. So that's how we blow everything out of the water with all the different companies.
So all of the people that are touched know about Chase and True Colors, and they know about their benevolence as well as other businesses. And then I see your PR presses all over the place.
So not only, like, for instance, on Sunday, I MC the Christmas tree lighting for the city of Weston.
Right. So
wherever we are, we always have a Chase and a True Colors booth. So like wherever we are, they are. We're always advertising. And then we have other customers that have booths there too. But we're the ones that are out there like networking and involved in the community, and they're always seeing our face. So that's how they connect us.
We're going to come right back on this topic because we do want to get a lot more detail on some of these events and that, but we do need to take our break. So we'll pass it over to Marcella to take us for our commercial break right now.
Unilatina International College with campus in Miramar, Florida is a boutique college with an applied, cutting-edge, holistic education model. Business, tourism, and communication students not only develop their field intellectual skills, but are also empowered to become holistic professionals and human beings through yoga, self-empowerment, holistic human development courses, and more. Sign up to become a holistic professional at unilatina.edu or call 954-607-4344.
Unilatina International College offers an English as a second language program for international students. UIC's high qualified ESL teachers help students develop and master the English speaking and comprehension skills needed for both work and pleasure. Our ESL program also focuses on cultural adaptation through fun-filled trips and cultural experiences. Start your journey today at unilatina.edu/ESL or call 954-607-4344.
The Entrepreneurial Hour is sponsored by the Miramar Pembroke Pines Regional Chamber of Commerce, the Weston Florida Chamber of Commerce, and the Pembroke Park West Park Chamber of Commerce.
And we're back talking about marketing for a cause, and with our guests today, Karina and Steve, and then of course my great co-host, Miss Stephanie Cates. Stephanie, I'll pass it right back over to you.
Thank you, Robert. So, I'm just always amazed about the bombardment, and it is a bombardment in the marketing field today. I'm a new business, and I know that I can't be a secret business. I've got to get my name out there. I've got to do something. And I must tell you that the two companies that you both represent, I'm not saying they were obscure companies prior to your relationship, but Le Chic is, I wouldn't have even known that name, but because of the way you deal with them and where they're always involved again in nonprofit stuff. I just to support a nonprofit, I went and had a pedicure there one time.
Yes.
And all the money
and that was for the Dolphin Cancer Challenge.
Exactly. My dad passed passed from cancer. So it's something near and dear to my heart that we hopefully one day will eradicate. But bottom line is, we all have things that we really like to donate to. We have our, the heart, the strings that go,
the things that make you cry.
Yeah. And mine right now, just if you don't mind, is Florida Initiative for Suicide Prevention. South Florida, we have 123 deaths, a month here from suicide. So, for me and then the youth, and it seems like every school seems to be, in mourning at least a couple of times a year from it. And it's something that it'd be nice. And that particular initiative educates the schools, and it's a support. I don't think anybody's aware that there was nothing in the mental health program of any hospital or Florida that actually, if you lost someone and you needed help and support as a family, you could go to them and they will come to you and they will help you with a support team around you. And most people aren't even aware that because it's one of those things when it happens, nobody wants to talk about it. So it's very near and dear to my heart, but you've got some things like that. Now, Flight is one that I do support because it's tough to be a kid and out there on your own.
So the Flight Centers are December charities. So what Steve and I do, all the charities that we're involved in, every month when we do our power lunch in Weston, we pick a different charity. And again, they're local, small community charities that need help.
Hands-on.
They're not big charities that have celebrities that's just like dish out. No, these are us local people.
We're celebrities.
We're our own celebrities.
I'm sorry.
Wait a minute. I think there are celebrities in that small fishbowl we know.
That's perfect. Okay. I'll give you an autograph. No problem.
We're
I'm glad this is changing because I thought we were going to go down Crybaby Lane for a minute there. So,
no crying.
So nice.
We are all celebrities in our own small world.
Yes.
But you've made some major impacts. I haven't made as much,
You're part of it too.
I am part of it, but I'm not the engine. I'm not that one.
But you know how it works with us. We like to work with small to medium-sized companies that need a footprint, need to navigate through the marketing community, need the branding, need the awareness. And we always tie a charity back to it.
Because that's our condition. They have to. Otherwise, then they're not part of the community and we're part of the community. And we have turned down business because they're like, oh, well, no, that's how we are. We want to give back. And it's a huge marketing piece when the community sees that these local businesses support charities that are local. That changes the whole perspective.
It changes the landscape, and it changes the perspective as to the way people see them coming in. It's not about just giving them money for business. They're seeing that money, a portion of it or whatever, going back out to that charity again that stays within the community to help it grow.
I'm wondering how much people maybe already do business with. They already, in their own small business way, support, give money or go out on a weekend, go to their church or donate, but they don't know how to
really get involved
and then have that involvement be part of their branding so that it's what they're known for.
So like
Chase is known for their benevolence.
Chase, Tamara and John are all about the community and they're very humble, and so is Lori and Paul with True Colors. What Chase does is I give them a list of different people that are part of charities. So obviously the company you work for is going to be a part of that, and they're going to be showcased on the Chase Facebook saying these people give back to this community. This is what they do. Chase is involved with, obviously, the Dolphin Cancer Challenge is huge in our heart because John Chase had cancer, but he's perfect. And I'm the co-captain. So it's also a huge responsibility to make sure that Steve and I get out there and always recruit people. So like on Sunday, I'm emceeing 5,000 people full of lights and festivity. But then we had Kurt with the Premier Martial Arts where my daughter and I do for bullying, for like self-defense. And then on Sunday he said to me, he's like, oh, Karina, you know what? We want to join your team for the Dolphin Cancer Challenge. Obviously, when I go live, I always like put it out there and like, John and Tamara, oh my God, this company wants to join our team. And that's just, everything just explodes. And then we're all doing it together. And that's just like harmony.
It makes it like a big, huge family. So, I think your husband was there when we were doing the signups for the Dolphin Canyon Challenge at the lunch. Our goal this year is to get 100 people. Do you know that in 2 days we signed up 55 people and they're still signing up?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get to that 100.
Oh, easily.
And so you can walk, run, virtual, ride. I'm obviously a heavy hitter, but I'm not going to ride 100 miles. He's going to do the 50. I'm going to do the 14. I like to just glow, not completely sweat.
No, I know that.
I don't.
I'll be totally sweat and drenched by 15.
But it's not a race, just so everyone understands. We just cruise. It's not a time thing that you have to get there at a certain time, and we love it. And when we all ride it, and when Tamara was being interviewed, just writing in the first experience, you feel like all these spirits, and it's like, wow. But again, this is how we tie in marketing, charity, businesses, how they grow. Now we're going to be taking care of a new restaurant that is going to be rebranded in Town Center, and it's mandatory that he comes out and starts getting involved in the local charities.
Nice.
So, and what's probably really nice is, as a group, this is now not only the two of you.
Oh no, I love it.
Each one of these teams is growing and growing and growing. So almost every time you're doing some charity, you have your family that's joining you. That's really a bunch of different business people from throughout the community.
Definitely 100%. I think the coolest thing is, and the terminology that we like to use is, come play in the sandbox with us. Okay.
Yeah, play nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
One of the things that I like about what Robert just said is that it's kind of like you've got groupies. You've got an entourage of people and these are businesses.
Yes.
So because you're a connector, all of these businesses that are with Chase and the Dolphin Challenge, or with True Colors and theirs, or even with Networking with Cause, which is our networking event. We have all of these groups that when we call a new event, we just blast it out to everybody, and all these people, because they know they're part of the family, they just all come. And if you blast it out, then we would be coming and bringing our people, because our people would bring their people. It really is just a huge web of connections that if they hire you as their marketing people, this is what they get. Am I correct?
Yes, they get our database too.
Yeah, I was going to say, because you're not really anything into publishing or printing. That's not what we'll do
is we'll farm it out, and we have our media contacts, and it's whatever fits our client and their budget as well.
Right.
And so, it's sponsoring events, doing marketing pieces, doing press releases, doing rebranding, doing email marketing, doing actually old school way, going door to door and actually saying hello to your neighbor and say, hi, I do this. People don't do that anymore.
No.
Well, that's what I was going to say. One of the things that you've done, it seems, is where in the old 20 years ago, maybe even 25 years ago, when charities were looking for events and doing events, you ended up talking to your neighbors to get your team. You don't see that anymore. Most people don't even know who their neighbors are anymore. So what you've done is you've created a business community to be your neighbors and your team for these different events, to really do the old-fashioned aspect of taking care of their community. The difference is that at the very beginning, maybe not everybody knows each other, but now each time you do a new event, you've added some people. My guess is, because I know some of the people that you play with, is what I'll say, they take on different attributes for your projects, alleviating you a little bit, and then growing more people to continue the growth of the outreach.
I'm going to expand on what you said, because the thing about expanding and bringing people in and getting them to do hands-on, we do interactive networking. We get people to connect with each other. It's so easy to hand out a business card at a breakfast or a lunch or something and walk away and not get any relationship out of it. We take it through a different perspective with the charities. Once people get hooked and get involved, they're now building bonds and relationships that are just, it's amazing to see what's going on. When we were packing 150 backpacks, we had 25, 30 people.
It was amazing.
Sitting with us. And I could tell you easily that maybe 5 people in that room knew each other. The other 25 were all new faces.
We had people, since we're with part of, Chase Roofing, we have the National Women in Roofing, and they also get involved, and they sent, for the backpack drive, they sent someone from the West Coast, which was really cool. She drove from Naples just to pack backpacks.
And she brought her daughters with her.
And her daughters got ours, which was perfect because obviously the director, Erica, was there, and it was amazing.
Well, and my belief is that it's also building relationships in the aspect that you've had something that you shared. A lot of times you meet somebody and you have no connection with them.
Yeah.
This creates a connection the second time you meet with them. You're like going, oh yeah, we met each other at the backpack. And remember this occurred or whatever. And starting to build those relationships, which
so
really
there's a common ground. So it's not like, oh, okay, I'm selling this and you don't need my service. But you know what? We both were in the same place doing something for our cause. It's not always about business. Business will come. You need to show the other side of you.
Well, it's like anything else. People have to know you, share experience, like you, learn to trust you before they'll ever refer you.
Absolutely.
Because if I just walk out and want to refer somebody and I don't know them very well, it can ruin my relationship with my referral person in a heartbeat. And I've had those things happen, right away. I hear, I think this guy is an electrician. You should call him. And next thing you know, I called the guy 6 times. He never bothered. You're like, oh crap, I shouldn't have done that. But when you know someone through what you guys are doing, it takes another level. It's almost immediate intimacy as far as friends are concerned, because you've shared that common goal of packing backpacks or boxes
even
for turkeys.
Exactly. I mean, there's so many different things that we do. So like now we have flights. So Tamara and John Chase automatically spent a ton of money on bringing stuff, and so the house is already full. And now True Colors, we're going to go
shopping this week to
buy bedding, towels, pots and pans, shower curtains, a broom, like things that we take for granted that we have, that we don't like, okay, whatever. The things that we need to do to clean the toilet, whatever that thing is. Obviously, I'm not
toilet brushes. Toilet brushes.
That.
I avoid that.
Yes.
So we're going to take a break right now, and we will be back with our special guests, Karina and Steve. Thank you for being here today.
Unilatina International College, with a campus in Miramar, Florida, is a boutique college with an applied, cutting-edge holistic education model. Business, tourism, and communication students not only develop their field intellectual skills, but also are empowered to become holistic professionals through yoga, self-empowerment, Tai Chi courses, and more. Sign up to become a holistic professional at unilatina.edu. or call 954-607-4344.
The Entrepreneurial Hour with Stephanie Cates and Robert
Unilatina
Goltz.
International College, with campus in Miramar, Florida, is a boutique college with focus on entrepreneurship. UIC offers associate and bachelor degree programs in business, tourism, and communications and media. Associate degree students develop their business plan while studying at UIC. Dream, learn, and grow. Join now our business incubator. Learn more at unilatina.edu or call 954-607-4344.
The Entrepreneurial Hour, shining light on the Tri-Chamber members.
Probably get a massage or something.
Even better.
I'm just listening to Stephanie talk about something else out here. And everybody's kind of no headphones on. And I got mine on first. So welcome back, everybody, to the Entrepreneur Hour. We are talking about marketing for a cause. And I wanted to start off talking about going through the process. We've talked about all the different charities and the feeling and some of that stuff. Can you guys, I'd just like to get a couple examples of how you start with a company and go to the finish aspect, and what each one of those steps are to really get that marketing with a cause aspect for your client.
So he does the back end, I'm the front end, so you can go do the
kind of
logistic part.
Her face is a lot prettier than mine.
It's the flour.
So typically, a lot of times we get introduced to companies that are either new in the neighborhood or have started up and don't know how to navigate through the typical marketing system that's out there. Because what happens is you get inundated with people. You need to be in this magazine. You need to be here. You need to spend money there, and it's endless. And before they know it, all their money's gone. So what we try to do is we try to get involved with them early on, sit down, do a needs analysis, look at where they want to be and where they want to go. Sometimes it's not taking the huge step, it's taking those baby steps to get to that next big step. And once we figure out a pattern, we don't have a cookie cutter approach to what we do. We kind of customize it based on what they can spend on a monthly basis, and we make it fit within their needs so it's not hurting their pockets. There's so many times that a magazine will come up and you get involved with the magazine. Before you know it, you've now spent over $1,000 a month on a magazine that's going to get you very little return. Okay. So in turn, we look at different ways of approaching it so that we can give them incremental increases in their business across the board. Once we do that, then we try to find out what charities they're involved with. If not, we kind of take one of our charities and see if it fits within their paradigm and where they want to go, and they can help it jump in. And Lashika is a great example because we did the Dolphin Cancer Challenge with them last year.
So what we did and how we did it was we had a goal of 18 to 25 appointments. And then a percentage of each one would go back to the charity. So we raised, with all the services, literally from like 9 in the morning until like 8 o'clock at night, like $1,100, which was awesome. So like, that's like better than going to a restaurant and getting 10% of what? We don't know. Mm-hmm. So like, we knew.
But the cool thing about it is they came back to us this year and they said they want to do it.
And not only that, they're going to be they're going to walk, or they're going to run with the kids. So now they're like, they dove in. So that's just one.
And they were a company that kind of, in my opinion, I guess it's on a main drag, but they were a little bit like, you didn't find them very easily.
They're a hidden nugget.
Yeah, they're tucked away.
Yeah, and they're a wine bar. You go in there and they actually serve.
That place is.
It's very unique and different. And when they first opened, I think they struggled a lot to try to fill their. And now you can hardly get an appointment to get in. So it really has made a big difference. Yes.
So we don't have a cookie cutter approach. Mm-hmm. We customize it to everybody that we see. We're going through a process right now with a restaurant in the Weston area that needs a new identity, needs a new look, needs a refreshed look.
We're changing the menu, changing the uniforms, changing how they run everything. Otherwise, they're not going to make it.
So we're helping with the back of the house first, and then we're going to give them the marketing approach going forward with the social media and all that other stuff that comes along with it.
So once it's rebranded, then we'll do the soft opening. We'll do the grand opening. We'll get them involved in the chambers. We'll do things there for the chamber. There's like so much connection that this is where we love to work with the chambers. Miramar, Pembroke Pines, and the Weston, Florida Chamber. Let me just clarify that. And because everyone works together as a family, it's not what it usually for businesses is what, how's this going to benefit me? You know what? I need the charity to be taken care of, and I need to serve you first. Then it'll come back to me. And then you'll realize, you know what? She's a person, they're a person to recommend that we know they're going to be taken care of, and they're part of the community.
One of the biggest things that we look at as well is we want that business to be a giver, not a taker.
Yes.
Okay. Takers don't give anything back in return. Mm-hmm. When you can get them to give, they're going to get so much more in return from that.
Mm-hmm. What is it? The pay forward, that whole concept of paying forward and what it does in return for you. I'm a true believer in that. It can't be all about this way, because at the end of the day, there's no good feeling about just taking.
No, and there are skeptical people that are out there.
Unless you're Robert over there.
They love to accuse. So when people give us money, I take pictures through the whole process of the shopping, so you see where your money is going. Like it all goes back to the charity. All the sponsors for the Power Lunch, all that money goes back to all the needs that I need throughout the whole entire
So you don't
year.
take any money from the monies that were raised for these charities?
No, not at all.
Well, how do you make a living then? Can I ask you?
Well, we have clients, and we do very well.
So the clients pay you for so the clients pay you for your
services,
your services of marketing the way you have just explained that you market. But all the money that is raised, the
all
handling of it, you take care of also. But there's no fee for that.
No.
Every dollar goes right to that.
Everything
charity.
goes back. Actually, we went over the budget for Thanksgiving, but I didn't care. It's all about giving back. Like, we have it. We're so lucky. So lucky. We had an amazing dinner. Obviously, Steve cooks. I'm not domesticated at all. I'll make the table
you
pretty.
don't want her to cook unless there's a fire station close by.
She should be out in the wild. She's not domesticated.
Oh, God. So, we had one of our members from the Weston Chambers, Between Flowers. He's also the sponsor for the Power Lunch this Friday. We bought an arrangement, so everyone supports each other.
I actually did also two, one for my daughter-in-law and one for a neighbor who has been wonderful with my husband being gone as much as he is, and that surgery. She was in my house all the time. What do you need? Let me walk your dogs. So what do you do? What can you do? Take them to dinner.
Flowers are beautiful.
They're beautiful. So I agree with you that you end up working with people that are just very giving. And I just bought some things from him. And, he was just saying how he was going to be working with the flight. He was so excited about that. So I'm very happy for you that you can get these. I know we've sponsored too. This year, though, and I do need to set myself up to be a sponsor. We want to sponsor Florida Initiative for Suicide Prevention.
Okay, super.
So we'll pick a month. That's what we will do, and pick a month to do that. And now, do you require your companies to or you just give them the option, or is there a requirement they must pick up one of those open networking?
So, like for instance, October, was it October? Yes. Joy from Juice Plus, her daughter passed away from cancer a long time ago. So if we're cancer, we're DCC.
And it was our kickoff for DCC, but Joy was the sponsor of the lunch for that.
I see. Okay.
So what do we need for the families for the suicide prevention?
It's more for the schools.
We don't give cash and say, we like tangible things because we need to see where it's going. Right. We don't trust. And we just want to make sure that everyone that's giving us money and donating, they see where it's going. It's not just going to.
I'm going to put a shameless plug in here because Jim, our photographer, basically records
he's an amazing man.
Step of the way.
And he came to the house, filmed the whole entire process, stayed with us through the school process, and took a picture of each family, like from the beginning to the end. Well, I did obviously with the selfie stick through the Publix throughout the whole week.
You have a new selfie stick.
Well, this is one of many. This is just smaller.
We have the market cornered. If you need, just give her a call and we can get you
I think she coordinates with her clothing. I'm not sure, or the flower maybe. Amazing. Robert, did you have?
I just wanted, because again, sometimes I'm a little cynical.
Really?
Most residents, consumers, buy big box shops. I'm not going to mention any of them because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. And then the big box shops do say that they donate. And typically when you look at the names on their list that they donate, they're not local. They're local to where their headquarters is.
Yeah.
So for your clients, as they're struggling, because they're almost all small businesses do, how do they continue to keep pushing and moving forward when they're in that type of competition?
Okay, so I love that question because they're the ones that are actually doing the events. They're the ones that are helping to bring that money in. So they're not really taking a ton of money out of their pocket. They might be taking services out of their pocket. They might be taking time out of it, but they're not physically digging deep into their pockets and taking out $1,000 and giving it. They're doing something in return. Michael did, but they're doing something in return that people will draw in, and they'll give a percentage back to that. So
they're showing their clients and their family members how to get involved because a lot of them don't know who to get involved with.
You know, the big box companies deal with the higher end charity and organizations. They do it for more of a
attaboy,
even a global level.
Yeah, okay? But they do it for an attaboy and for the tax ramifications.
And we're here locally. We're looking for local organizations.
Because I know with my company, we have some very large Fortune 100 clients. I have 3 of them, and when we do our giving isn't a major aspect, but it's very specific to the communities that their headquarters are in. While their products go all the way around the world, and so I know when I spend my time with the local communities that we participate with, I just cover their local plant areas. It's a lot of money that we give out comparatively, but it doesn't, again, when we're giving our money out, it's not that we're looking for anything other than we're taking care of our community, but we don't get the big return from customer.
You're not holding that big check up that says
correct. We don't hold the check.
But that was the difference with working with TSIS too. When I worked with a large company or even AT&T, they'd have a local thing that we do, local charity and the United Way, and you never saw. Well, one event happened that the local boss in Denver, heard of a school for autism, a camp for autism up in the mountains, and he goes, "We're going to support a day where all the employees of Colorado Springs and Denver are going to shut down, except for the stores, but all of the other people, sales reps and their managers, they got buses, they put us out there, they paid for, food out there, and then they brought like construction people in there, and then we were their helpers. And we fixed up this camp. The people I did this with, it was my first day on the job or the second day on the job. There was like 10 people that were brand new, other people. Do you know those people stayed with that company longer than most people because of that type of environment? You got to actually help do something, and you got to sit on a bus and talk to people. You're up in the mountains, we picked up stuff and there was like baby mice and they're like, oh, what do we do with these? But I'm saying that companies need to bring their employees into the process, I think.
Well, there was a big change in that probably about 15 years ago. I remember because that's when we took on our clients, where corporations that used to give to the community, major corporations, decided that they were only going to sponsor one major organization. And you see that right now with AutoNation. AutoNation is a prime example. They pulled their local money out of many nonprofits to do one thing: breast cancer. It's the pink. That's all they do. And I will tell you, one of the things that we had found when we were looking at this is that it actually saved the company money because they didn't have to give as much and still have an impact going that route. But my clients, when we dealt with my clients, we decided that we were going to take it one extra step, and that we're going to take care of the areas that we had our plants in and our employees. And so that's why we still do the community stuff in the cities that we have our plants in.
But people like Rick Case Honda, Rick Case and Rick Case and all of their dealerships are part of the Western.
Small to large, it doesn't matter. They give to everybody.
They give to everybody. I mean, they actually have what they call their what do they call it? Their pride wall or whatever. And they've probably got 30 business charities, nonprofits that they work with. And some of them are in Weston, some of them are in Sunrise, some of them are in Plantation. Doesn't make any difference, but they are definitely willing to work.
We started talking and I wasn't watching the time. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back in about 2 minutes.
Uni Latina International College, with a campus in Miramar, Florida, is a boutique college with an applied, cutting-edge holistic education model. Business, tourism, and communication students not only develop their field intellectual skills, but also are empowered to become holistic professionals through yoga, self-empowerment, Tai Chi courses, and more. Sign up to become a holistic professional at unilatina.edu or call 954-607-4344.
The Entrepreneurial Hour with Stephanie Cates and Robert
Unilatina
Goltz.
International College with campus in Miramar, Florida is a boutique college with focus on entrepreneurship. UIC offers associate and bachelor degree programs in business, tourism, and communications and media. Associate degree students develop their business plan while studying at UIC. Dream, learn, and grow. Join now our business incubator. Learn more at unilatina.edu or call 954-607-4344.
The Entrepreneurial Hour with Stephanie Cates and Robert Goltz.
I don't know who's going to go first, you or me?
You.
Okay. You're back with the Entrepreneur Hour. Again, this is Robert Goltz with Stephanie Cates. We're talking about marketing with a cause. And we were just finishing up of how marketing changed for the nation a few years back. And that, a lot of times when we're looking at small businesses and mid-sized businesses, that the community needs to definitely look at them in a different way than they do some of the larger businesses.
I think the nonprofits have to have a face.
Mm-hmm.
They have to have someone in their community. It's like the boot, the firemen in the boot. In where I used to live, the boot made more money than those people that are calling all the time saying, we're calling from the fire, we're trying to raise money. I understand that there's a need for that, but I want to give to where it most impacts me. I'm so sorry. That's the selfishness in us, and a cause like my dad passed from cancer. I want to be part of that research. And
so she's going to ride for the Dolphin Cancer Challenge.
Yes, I am.
So,
and I'm recording at the same time with the selfie stick.
We want to make an impact within the local community.
Right.
That's why we look at some of the local charities that are down here. And that's why we have the Voices for Children. That's why we have the Flight. We have the Susan B. Anthony, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't have that type of facial expression within the community. And it's a way for us to expand on it and help them get more visibility within that marketplace.
By the way, congratulations. I saw the Circles Enterprises room that you are doing over at the Susan B. Anthony.
Well, we did actually. We helped. So Michaela and I helped paint the mural with Cheryl and Claudia.
Mm-hmm.
Claudia got a little ill, so we said, okay, let's go and help. Chase and True Colors donated
We
when
painted the initial room.
With the leadership Broward, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so Patty asked, okay, how do we get people? I'm like, we have to make them cry. And that's it's the truth. If we talk about that.
Why do you think she's got me involved? Because that's all I do is cry.
Well, when he introduced me to Whitney from Susan B. Anthony, it was at the Miramar Chamber breakfast. And she mentioned about uniforms, that we need uniforms for the kids. And the moment I started, my eyes got teary. He looked at her.
Said you
looked
got
at
her.
me. That's it. You got her. You make me cry. I'm going to give you what you need. I already have stuff cleaned out from this weekend, and we have stuff to give to also Susan B. Anthony.
Well, and again, being part of the South Leadership Broward, it was very eye-opening to walk in and see that the rooms that have been adopted by businesses, Chase and True Colors and you guys, I was like, and then
we got them a TV. That's what we did. So the money from that power lunch, which was May. It was May of last year, which was the birthday one. And we had a DJ. It was a little louder than normal, but that's okay. I'm loud, so it's okay. We raised enough money to buy, we were talking, okay, I said, Patty, what do we need? And she was like, we need a TV. I'm like, okay, let's use this money that we collected. And then Chase said, okay, what's the last thing we need? And we needed a purple chair. And so we got it on Amazon. I obviously showed Tamara. Tamara never says no. And True Colors, Tamara was the idea. We were at the setting at the lunch, and she drew up the room and the colors and all that. And that's how we put the pieces together. So this is why we love to be a part of Chase Roofing and True Colors, because they love that we're so part of the community, and whatever we are involved in, they're the first ones in line.
And again, I'm thinking about someone who's listening to this is, it sounds like that, Chase, and they're just giving and giving and giving. Do they make any money?
Of course.
Well, please tell us the stats, because they're one of the top roofers. They won all these awards. You're turning business away, I understand.
Well, now that, thank God, it's sunny, so a lot of work can get done, because every time it rains, our guys for safety needs to come off. So there's a lot of numbers. I'm going to kind of keep it confidential, but I have surpassed all the goals that has been given, and more goals to come. And Chase is doing great. And now Tamara Chase, she mentioned they bought Shine, which is lighting and window cleaning, and True Colors also went.
We expanded out into the storage areas with my stack boxed.
Oh, wow.
Portable storage units.
Oh, wow.
So when you do flooring, you need to empty out the garage, and then you need a pod. You need a box.
Or if you're moving, or if you need to store something for long periods of time, we can handle that now.
Which now Steve and I are going to be doing it for
our
house.
So it does. So you're trying to tell me that your marketing and the way they have given and given and given just comes back to the point where they've been able to expand, grow their business, and obviously be fairly successful.
They're both very successful. For sure.
They're visionaries. They see what needs to happen and what needs to take place, and they go about it. They don't sit back. They jump in.
They're always hustling.
They don't dip their toe in the water. They jump in with both feet.
Oh, that's okay for people that've got money. But what about me? I'm just starting out in the business. I'm sure you hear that too. So encourage someone who's got a brand new startup to come.
I just want to make sure Karina got your face when you did that.
I did.
Listen,
the sourpuss face.
Even with a brand new startup, you don't have to. You can jump in with both feet at the right rate. You don't have to bury yourself in it.
Okay, you won't drag them out under the water.
We'll still let them breathe. They'll keep their head above water. That's the whole premise about it. Is we want them to survive. If they're getting inundated by other organizations that are telling them to buy this, buy that, buy that, before they know it, all their money is gone and they can't move forward.
I have to tell you, before I really knew Karina, probably 2.5, 3 years ago, I went to one of the events, and you were working with Special Olympics, I think, at the time. So that's how long ago it was. And so I remember someone came up and said I want to say maybe the first time Lashik showed up, and walked over and said something like, "You really need to talk to me about advertising in our penny saver." I don't know what the newspaper. And I remember Karina walked over and said, "Anything that has to do with marketing, you talk to me first. Please don't be talking to my client." And I was like, wow, she's just like the gatekeeper of all these people. And I was so impressed. And the girl turned and she says, "Thank you, Karina," because she didn't know what to say. You just feel overwhelmed sometimes. And Karina just said, "This is my client. If you have any marketing ideas that you want to bring to her," and you said that to me about the mobile app when we were talking about a restaurant. So honestly, I understand that you guys are very protective of those clients and you don't want them to be inundated. And did you teach them not to talk to people?
Yes.
To refer them all to you?
Yes, they actually have to. When we work with someone, we basically cut them off from the outside world, if you want to call it that. And anybody that comes in, they have to come to us first so we can look at it, see what they're selling, see if it's feasible for them. Because if you're not putting your marketing dollars, if you're not spending it in the right areas, you're throwing money down the toilet.
Yes, and so many
are.
And
if they don't have experience, they're not going to know. And it might sound appealing, but is that the market they really want to go after?
Right. No, and exactly. Some of them don't understand their product, and they don't understand the people that are buying it and what reason they buy it, and now all of a sudden they just want to throw money because they think that's what they should be doing. It is unfortunate.
For some markets, mailings are great, but for a lot of markets, it's not. It's more person to person. So you can do the postcards and all that. It just depends on what you're trying to advertise.
So one, I want to ask you this: in your world of social media, which is what you use all the time now to get your, all your events out and stuff, is that as impactful for your 40, 50, 60-year-olds, or is that more your millennials, your X, your Ys? Are they the ones that are kind of in that social?
I think, I'll be honest with you. I don't think it's all millennials. Like Facebook is not millennials. Instagram is more millennials.
Okay, yeah, I don't have an Instagram account.
Snapchat.
Snapchat.
Oh my goodness,
and then there's TikTok, and there's all these different ones
out there. But we look at the spectrum of what's out there, the Instagrams and the Facebooks out there. They're great platforms for hitting businesses. The LinkedIns, they're all good platforms to hit the local business community.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And it's getting the message out for them in that respect. Now, if it turns out that we have to do more of a Snapchat because it's a different company, we'll do that. But we have to look at what and who they're going after first before we.
Exactly. My point. Who is your target audience? What are you selling? Sure.
When we had a client, La Prep, they really needed to hit the younger market. They needed, so the Instagrams and the pictures and the Snapchats and all that stuff, because with the funny faces and the features and the filters and all that, that's what they like. Certain businesses need an image of what they're representing. Others need an explanation, a tutorial of what they're representing. Like a restaurant needs a picture of a food.
Right.
Roofing, you need a picture of the different style of roofs that are out there. Flooring, there's different floorings. We're going on break. Not yet.
We have 3 minutes left. So 3 minutes left. So please introduce yourself again to our audience. Tell them how they can reach you, and then follow up at the end with your Friday event, please.
Okay, super. Again, my name is Karina Cristancho. I'm also known as Flower Power, and we're with Circles Enterprises, and we do marketing with a twist, and everything always has a cause.
Steven Stepniewski with Circles Enterprises, also representing True Colors Contracting, as you're representing Chase Roofing
and Contracting.
If you need to get a hold of us, you could either reach Karina at 954-639-3151, or you can reach myself, Steve, at 954-540-0347.
And like us on Facebook with Circles Enterprises and send us a message. And our Power Lunch, 12 years, whoop, whoop, is going to be a prime time, and it's in downtown Weston. The Weston Town Center, and our charity is the Flight Center.
And what day is that?
So the 7th of December.
This Friday,
from 11:30 to 1-ish. And I say 1-ish because the magic happens afterwards.
And that is true. The few times I've left, I've walked away with people wanting to meet me later. I might have even sat next to them during the event, but it was afterwards that they said, I'll give you a chance. So
I definitely don't recommend people to run.
Exactly.
So guys, just to know out there, Stephanie likes to meet people later.
Behave.
That's the first one he's misbehaved all day, so I'll give it to him. That's right, guys. And ladies, too, I'll meet you later, too. Wink, wink. So my name is Stephanie Cates. I'm with Merchant Processing Solutions. I'm also a professor here at Unilatina International College. Love to give a shout out to the college. Thank you so much, Marcela, our wonderful producer, and make sure that the college is understood that we really enjoy and appreciate all their efforts. And Mr. Robert.
Yeah, Robert Goltz with the plethora of chambers of commerce in South Broward. We're trying to take care of everybody between 595 South and 95 West with what we do. I am not a buy networker, so Stephanie's got me beat right now. So
that's not true. You have it. You're a tri-network. You have the Miramar
But I publicly don't say it because it sounds so dirty. But we are so happy to be here with you today on the Entrepreneur Hour. We're looking forward to seeing everybody next week.
Well, wait a minute. Where next week? At the Miramar Pembroke Pines breakfast.
Well, we aren't broadcasting from there, though.
You're not going to broadcast from there, but I'm just saying.
It's on the second Tuesday of every month. I'm more concerned about getting people back here.
Yeah, but that's okay. Unilatina will probably be there, and you and I will be there. So if you want to meet us in person, come see us.
This is going to be my bread and butter. So
you do know.
Listen back to us next Tuesday.
We'll always come back for more.
Whenever you want us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The Entrepreneurial Hour is a weekly radio talk show hosted by Stephanie Cates and Robert Goltz that includes local South Florida business owners, subject matter experts, and industry leaders that recognize the need to share their knowledge with other businesses to help them start and grow their business. Join us Tuesday mornings, 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, online at Radio Unilatina USA. Follow us on social media at #The Entrepreneurial Hour.